What up, everybody, and welcome back to Chat and Chill. Hope you guys had a good. I think it's every episode.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a good week.
This Monday, right? So it comes out Friday. Hope you guys had a great week so far. That's what happens when you film like 10 days before it comes out. Though. Hope you guys had a great week. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys got up to. Did you not get drunk or did you not? Did you sleep in? Did you Netflix and chill? I don't know. You let me know how your week's been. Or you just simply working on 9 to 5. Let me know. But to my left, you can see a very, very special guest. Now, get ready, designers. If you want illustrations, my man's right here. If you want something artistic, my man again is right here. If you want to know how long it's been since I've seen him, almost a decade. We got Gajan, also known as Gashy in the building. So how are you, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Thank you for coming through today. I actually want to talk about your inspiration into art, because obviously we went to school together. So I remember you being artistic. I don't remember you being that good.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, bro.
No, I don't, because like when you're in school, like everybody's always in their groups, isn't it? So it's like whoever he was hanging around with, they would know exactly what he's good at. But like I don't necessarily, I wasn't always around him to know. I didn't know he was that good at art. I was going on Instagram and I'm like, this guy's good. So like, what's the inspiration behind all your artwork?
It just depends. Like I've always liked to tell stories with my art.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to produce like books or like films and things like that with them, or animation. So when we moved to the UK, I was about 8 years old. So I came from Germany. Yeah.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's good. How long was you in Germany for?
So I was born and I lived there for about 8 years.
Okay.
So I moved here in year 3, actually.
Cool.
But in Germany I was in year 2. But they moved me up.
Yeah, that's like Sweden. You're backwards, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because you're from Sweden.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I just started drawing because I didn't really speak the language or whatever, and then I just get bullied and things like that as well. So drawing and stuff helped me kind of
Get through it,
and just kind of spend my own time on my own and stuff. And then when I started at Rutlish, high school, I really got into anime, you know, like Naruto and stuff like that. So I was really super into that, and I just love the idea of being an animator or an illustrator or something like that. So I was working towards that, and eventually I got into interior architecture. Just to, you know, like it's a good job to have as well.
100%,
So yeah, that's eventually what I got into, and now I'm just trying to sort of publish children's books and things like that.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Amazing.
that's beautiful, man. Like talking of like your illustration and stuff, you have a lot of work. Also, obviously, throughout the episodes, you're just gonna see random pictures pop up. Will be his work. Through your work, can you explain to me, kind of? Cause I think you have like a very unique style. It's very different. So I see a lot of art, and I look at your art, and I'm like, I know instantly that's you. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell it's your work just because you have a very unique style. Can you explain to us like what's made you go through your own kind of like style? Like, what is your style of art?
I have no idea. I get people always say that to me, but then when I look at my work from the last year, even I've always done different things like using marker pens or like sculpture, like clay modeling, or like digital art or whatever, photography even sometimes. So that's just me kind of exploring different styles and trying to find something. But then I'm always surprised when people say that they like my style because I don't really know what it is myself.
Yeah.
Kind of like what? It's definitely unique. Like looking at pictures.
Thanks.
It's different. I think what, like I was saying, is very like, you know, it's you. Like obviously the brand's kind of Gashy, right? That's like the brand. Like if I had like a top and I wanted a t-shirt and you gave me an art and I put it down, I would know I'm wearing Gashy. Do you know what I mean? Like you can brand yourself in such a unique way where, because your art is so you, if you take it to any company, whether that's, you said you want to do books, whether that's clothing or anything, you will just know it's Gashy.
Yeah.
Like you should make a clothing brand and just call it Gashy.
That was actually a plan a few years ago, so I might actually do that.
You should do that, because I think with your
What do you think it is about my art then? That's like...
I think, do you know what's funny? Cause I have a lot of friends that do art. I've been to a lot of art galleries. I think I was telling you this a long time, well, when we spoke on Instagram, innit? I've gone to a few galleries and stuff, and it's like, I'm a very like, I don't really get art like that.
Yeah.
So I always think to
Neither do I,
myself,
to be honest,
yeah, I don't really see the point. But when I saw your work, and this is when I told you, I was like, oh, your work's actually really good, you know. And like your work, to me, when I look at it, it's like it's just striking, it's different, and it kind of gives off a vibe.
Okay.
Like it has, to me, it has like a vibe because you'll do like the usage of your color. To me, it's just different to what I'm used to seeing. Like when you go to art galleries, it's almost like based on it being perfect.
Yeah.
I don't see your artwork as it's trying to be perfect. It's almost like you built your art from a particular style and you just stuck to that style, whereas everybody else wants to be like, I don't know, the next Bill Gates in their art book. You know what I mean? So when I look at your work, I look and I think, right, this is actually like you, like this is what you're good at, and that's what you're bringing out. When I look at a lot of other people, and it's like they're trying to make like the greatest masterpiece, and at the end of the day, there's so many people that can draw a perfect looking camera on paper.
Yeah, but that doesn't set them apart.
Yeah. So to me, that's why I find a lot of art galleries when I go to them a bit boring. But with your work, if your work's at the gallery, I'll probably pay for it. Like,
nice one.
I'll put a bid on it. I don't know where I'll put the artwork, but I'll definitely put a bid on it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's different. When you like anybody that likes art, they like to see the difference. That's why like Picasso back in the day was really good. It was different. Nobody understood it.
That's the thing, because I always said to my friends and things like that, like Picasso wasn't necessarily like, his art wasn't necessarily good in a sense. Yeah. It was just that because of what he did, it was different from everything else, so that's why he was famous. Like he was actually a good painter as well, so he was able to paint realistically as well. Yeah. But he chose to make it in a different way as well. Yeah. And that's like, again, that was his style, that's what he's known for, and that's what I see your work as. Oh, that's interesting.
Like you're in that kind of bracket where if I see your work, it's like, that's Gashy.
Yeah, some people obviously, Gorillas, the band. So they're obviously known for their illustrations and stuff. Yeah. So they were actually one of the biggest influences as well, and a lot of people would say that my work kind of looks kind of similar. And it's because I did actually study his work for like the longest time. And I actually met him in December as well. Oh yeah, I saw the picture. It was amazing. I was hyperventilating the whole time. How was he when you met him? He was amazing. He was drinking a glass of wine and just like, he was just the coolest guy. I was just talking to everyone who was there, and there was a few hundred people there. I think. Cold outside as well, and everyone just, it was so good. I got a comic book that I had of him because he was famous for Tank Girl in the 90s. Yeah. And then so I had a copy of that, he signed that, and I bought his monograph as well, so it's a really fat book of all his work from the last 25 years. Yeah. And then he wrote like, Gashy, love you all. That's amazing, yeah. But yeah, no, Gorillas are one of my biggest influences as well. Yeah.
But when you do like children books, do you have the story given to you and then you come up with the idea, like, or do you write the story as well and like see the image? Because it must be quite hard if you had to read someone else's work and then create something and know that they would like it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I've only really decided to do children's books in the last sort of 2 months. But that was just from coming up with an idea of my own. So I've written a script for a children's book actually. Don't know if you saw the picture of the... Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So I finished the script a few weeks ago actually, so I'm starting on the children's book now, but eventually it would be kind of a bit of both. So to get into children's books is quite hard. You need to have children's books already, but then if you don't have that, then it's kind of like, when you get a job description and like, oh, it's an entry-level job, we need 20 years experience, right? It's like, so that's why I self-publish first and then get into that. So usually you would get a script from a writer, and then the publishers will contact you, and then you would sort out price and things like that. Usually, apparently, it's like you can just do your own thing, so it's very creative, which I like because I don't like being restricted with my drawings. Yeah. And so usually publishers will contact you for your style anyway, so they're pretty happy to let you do your own thing.
That's dope. And also, if people want to like get into art or anything, how would you tell people to do that? Because I know right now, obviously, social media being where it's at, you can easily just Instagram post it, do a couple of hashtags, and hope somebody can pick it up. And but from somebody like you who's also starting up, you're getting your stuff out there. How would you tell other people to kind of like get into your field? How would you tell them to do that?
What you mean, like for youngsters or whatever?
Yeah.
I would just say like just keep aiming for like doing art subjects. I guess just get as much art as you can, but also just kind of do things other than art as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're into skateboarding or like if you're into singing or whatever, like don't just stay secluded in your little art world.
Yeah.
Because you can also just it's very isolating being an artist because you're always in your room drawing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just boring. Like this is the most kind of I've socialized in the last month probably. But so I did art GCSE and then I went on to do art A level.
Yeah.
And then some people go into illustration at degree level, but you don't really need to.
Yeah.
But guidance does help. So like obviously you'll have tutors that will help you. Experienced tutors will tell you what you're doing wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
But then art teachers and tutors can also be your biggest enemy too, because they might not understand what you're doing.
That's the thing,
they might be from editorial illustration, which is a bit different to, say, animation or something. So if you want to do animation, then they're not going to be very helpful. So the biggest thing I would say is always market yourself. So always keep drawing every single day. I've made it a habit now, so if I don't draw for one day, I get really anxious.
Yeah.
So I just have to keep drawing at least something, even if it's really bad.
Yeah.
You have to allow yourself to make mistakes and things. So I even on Instagram I always post stuff that I really don't like, but then I was surprised that the crap that I didn't like got the most attention, and then something that I spent like 2 days on just got like maybe 50 likes, and the crap one got 70. You know?
Yeah.
So you never know what people like, because even like before you said earlier that you like my style and you kind of see that it's very different. I was kind of surprised. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because I was like, what is this? Because the style I'm developing now is just quite fresh anyway. Yeah. So it's interesting to see what other people like and what your own perception is to it as well. Yeah. So just keep doing that, and networking as well. Obviously, post your art everywhere. I don't really like Facebook. It's too cluttered for art pages. So I just connect it to my Instagram and I just link it. I don't really pay much attention to my Facebook one, but on Instagram you get like 20 likes within a couple of minutes maybe. So, and then link it to your shop as well if you have one, or a website. And then, so it just depends on like, because I didn't know I wanted to do children's books until like last month. Up until that point I thought I wanted to be like an animator. I think I still want to do that kind of stuff, but your tastes will always change as you get older.
100.
Yeah, so I don't really use Facebook.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah. Because I think it's quite cluttered as well for your art as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I use Instagram, and I just link the two accounts together.
Yeah.
So.
You know, we can just end it. We'd have to force it, you know. What was we even talking about? Oh, how to get into it. Yeah.
Young people.
I mean, the aim of the moral of the story is to use your social media to advertise what you're doing.
And there's also one thing I want to say as well. Most importantly as well, just to experiment as well. So I think you've followed my work for 3 years now, and you've seen it go through different kind of changes.
100%.
You'd use different kind of mediums like photography, drawing, ink, watercolor, oil, acrylic, everything, you know. By doing all of that is how I ended up to where I am now. So you shouldn't think at the age of maybe 18 or 20 or whatever that you've got your style and you're done. People find their style at 30 or 35 or maybe even 50, you know. But yeah, it's just keep experimenting, and then just hope for the best.
Just hope for the best.
And study other artists as well. I buy a lot of books, so I study through illustration books or artist books. I keep in my little bookcase, and I buy comics and things like that. So I'm always looking for different styles, and going to galleries and things as well. A lot of galleries are not that great now. It's very like modern arty kind of stuff, which doesn't really help when you want to be an illustrator. But just keep expanding your knowledge and stuff.
Okay, then cool. So you heard it here first, guys. If you want to get into any art, illustration, all that good stuff, Gashy just told you what to do, or Gadjan just told you what to do, whichever one you want to call them nowadays. And go do it. Literally, if you want to, I think in any industry, if you want to get into something, the best thing to do is just do it. If you say it and never do it, then you're never going to get to where you want to be. A lot of people claim they want to be an actor, but don't actually try and do any acting. They just say, I'm going to be an actor. But what are you doing? Sleeping and whatever you're doing, eating wings, they ain't going to get you there. So, just go and do it. And I think that's the main thing you were saying. Just be productive, go do what you got to do to get to where you want to be. So we're going to go into a quick ad break, and then Emma's actually going to be hosting the next interview with Hollie and her lovely mom too. So stay tuned for that.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Chat and Chill, and I hope you enjoyed the ad. I'm Emma and I'm taking over the sofa today because I have two very special guests. They are mother and daughter. One is Miss Hampshire Curve 2018 and the other one is Ms. Holly is a makeup artist and you're a housing manager, I believe. And they're competing in the same pageant this year, so they'll be up against each other, but they both could win a crown each. So tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you convinced your mum. Because you did it with me last year.
Yeah, no, I'd done it last year and it was like a major, like absolute confidence boost. So I was like, who do I know that really like would appreciate, you know, just a little bit extra confidence? Mum. So, but I knew she would like, she's not very good at like applying for things. So I was just like, I'll just apply for her.
She was sneaky.
I'll just apply for her and then she'll get the email and she'll be like, oh, hold on a minute, what's this? But you know, my excitement took her. I was like, I applied for you. But yeah, so
I was so nervous because I was with her all the way in the audience last year and I was the person getting the telephone calls in between the rounds saying, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that. And I'm going, you look amazing, keep going. And then they'd be like the odd tears, don't say nice things, and I was like, oh my God, and now I've got to do it now. So,
Are you excited though?
Yeah, I am, yeah. It's well out of my comfort zone though. I mean, I think if you gave me a choice between doing this and jumping out of an aeroplane, I might just opt for the aeroplane because it really is, you know, the thought of getting up there and actually walking out on stage, you know, sort of is quite frightening. But yeah, going to go for it.
How are you doing for ideas as well? Because it must be quite hard because you're in the same pageant.
yeah.
You don't want to have like similar outfits and stuff.
I'm also obviously because the Miss category.
You're on it.
I was on it like the day after I competed. I was like, right, I know what I'm doing next year. I haven't even been accepted yet, but I know exactly what outfits I'm doing. But no, I think mine are definitely a little bit more out there because the Miss category has definitely gotten fierce. Thanks to Emily for setting the bar for that one.
That bar just gets higher and higher each year.
Yeah. So it took like a month of like planning what I wanted and trying to find out like what I could top that with. Because obviously Emily's was amazing. Like it was so theatrical, but it's trying to top that. It's not necessarily got the same meaning as her, but it's definitely got like the same wow factor. So planning my outfits for that, trying to be like a little bit different, you know, just stepping away from the classic, you know, glamour pageant, you know, trying to be a little bit more different. So my outfits are different in that sense. I know.
I've not even thought about it yet. I'm just like I think I'm still in shock that I'm sort of like going to actually be competing. But I'm sure you're
massive. Yeah, and I think it'll be a massive confidence boost for you. And I think it also will inspire like women who are a mum or that little bit older that you can take part in the pageant.
Yeah, definitely. I must admit, you know, when I've told people the reactions that I've had have been quite mixed. Some people have been like, wow, that's great, you know, good for you. But some people have sort of looked at me and gone a bit like, really, at your age? And it's a bit sort of, you know, and you think, well, yeah, why not? You know, what is there an age limit on pageants then? Is there, you know?
I think there's always the fear of being like, obviously it's a plus size pageant.
Yeah.
There's always the fear of being like fat shamed for doing it. Because I know when I entered last year, and I had those people like, why are you glorifying being fat? And why, since when has being plus size been good? And it's like, that's not why we're not glorifying being fat. It's if you are plus, you can embrace being plus and you are beautiful just because you're not a size 8.
Yeah, we had this conversation just before, and I was just saying that when I won, you have all like the Daily Mail and everything will write stories about you, and they try and twist it a little bit, but they put photos up of you, and the comments that you get back, I'd have people saying like, why are you advertising yourself like in your underwear, like nobody needs to see it, it's not attractive. And I was like, well, I don't do it for that. I do it for the fact that there are women out there who are like me, who need that underwear and need that confidence and want to wear that sort of thing. I don't do it so that you find me attractive in that sense. And I think that's why I love pageant world, is that you can do something so positive, a bit like my fab campaign and that. So what makes you, like we've talked about winning confidence and stuff, are you focusing on a certain charity this year, or what's your main goal?
I've tried to, obviously, my work support Marie Curie, which is a charity that tries to raise money for carers for people who've got terminal illness, which terminal illness like cancer and that, both my nan and granddad have died from it, so it's personal in that sense. But I wouldn't say I'm focusing on one charity, because I think all charities deserve recognition. So I'm trying to use my platform to raise their social media base. So, you know, trying to like go to as many appearances as I can to, you know, try and get involved with their campaigns, or, you know, like bake sales in summer and stuff like that. So there's not necessarily one charity I'm working with, but Marie Curie is definitely like one of my main ones I really want to raise money for. I don't know.
I'm much the same, really. I think any help you can give to any charities is worth doing. But I mean, I suppose for me personally, being a lot older, for me, when I'm out, you know, when I get my sash and I go out there, it's sort of like, you know, wearing it with pride and sort of, you know, getting that message out to other women that are sort of like, you know, 42 plus 6 like me, you know, that actually, you know, you can still feel good about yourself at an older age and feel sexy and do these sort of things, you know, that sort of boost your confidence and make you feel good. So, yeah, you know, why not have? Every lady deserves to have a bit of glam in their life.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you could say something, if there was someone watching who wanted to enter, or they wasn't sure they wanted to enter, what would you say to them?
I'd just say do it. You've got nothing to lose by applying, but you've got absolutely nothing to lose. Like, like if you'd have said to me like 2 years ago, you'll be up on the stage half naked, walking in a bikini in front of thousands of people,
You would never have
I would
done
have
that.
literally been like, jog on, like, no, that ain't happening. But just do it. Like, honestly, the amount of confidence it gives you from just doing it once. Like, after my foot, like, I'd never walked like a catwalk or learned how to like use like pretty feet and all that lot. But after like your first walk, you're like, yeah, I can do this. Like, and then once you do it more and more and more, you're like, yeah, I'm sick. Like, yeah, I've got this. So, and then I apply that confidence that I've got from that in like my everyday life, so like my work life.
Yeah.
Like walking down the street, I'm like, yeah, I'm on the street and I've been on the stage. What's the difference? Like everywhere's a catwalk. That's in my mind. I'm like, just walk with my head held high. If you don't like it, if you don't like how big I am, don't look at it then. So literally, there's nothing stopping you from just applying. Like the confidence it will give you is amazing. I've not got one regret from doing it whatsoever.
That's how I felt, because I did my first one and I just did it for confidence boost, because I hadn't been like in the pageant world before. And I just come out and I got the bug and I was like, right, I've got to come back. It's such, and you get like blues because you're around such like positive women and it's so empowering, and it's, you want to put it, like you said, into your everyday life.
Yeah. You do gain a second family as well. Like,
yeah, honestly. I think that's one of the things that I noticed about being, you know, not actually part of the pageant but watching Hollie last year was just how supportive, incredibly supportive everyone was, and the friends that you made, it was amazing.
You've made friends for life.
You're stuck with me now.
Yeah, no, you do make friends for life, and you don't feel like you're competing with each other, not against each other.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's always going to be one person zipping you up, one person popping you like shin bone highlight, like, you know, someone's going to be bronzing your face while like you're trying to do like a million and one other things, but you honestly don't realise, but you are like just one big family. You're all like sisters, just trying to help each other out, like trying to make each other better, rather than, you know, like, oh, I'm going to trip you up or I'm going to snap your heel.
I think that's as well, is that people have like their thoughts in their head of how like a stereotypical pageant would be. Because obviously you watch American programs and it's always like really bitchy or negative, and when I tell people, I'm like, no, it's the complete opposite. And it's actually really welcoming.
Yeah.
And the fact that you do get like another family out of it is like really inspiring.
It is. I love it. I love my little pageant family.
Well, hopefully you'll get as much out of it as Hollie did.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
and do you think if you have a positive experience from it, you'll come back and do it again if you didn't?
Probably. I can relate to what you're saying about the bug, because I think it's sort of, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, it does give you a sense of like empowering other people. You know, I mean, obviously I've not done it yet, but you know, I can see that by others, you know, once they've done it, you know, it's such a feel good factor that you sort of like you want to infect everybody else with it, don't you? You sort of like, you know, get the bug going. So, yeah, it's great.
It's 9 months of hard work, but it'll be worth it. I promise. We're going to a break.
Okay.
So true. I didn't know if you had a time limit.
If you want to go into a break, we can go into a break.
Yeah, I'm going to do topics. Yeah?
After end.
Yeah, I'm going to. I was just making sure. So guys, if you want to enter Miss British Beauty Curve, you can go to the Miss British Beauty Curve website. There's also Miss International Curve, which is what I'm taking part in this year as Miss Gibraltar, and Hollie is Miss England. So we're up against each other again this year, so battle of the crowns. We'll see you in a bit, and we're going to come back with some topics with all of our guests together on the sofa.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the family. Nah. On point. Hey. I don't